everybody, welcome to episode 2 of today on how many tabs are open on Mr. Johnson's computer. I believe we'll have more this time because this is the second video, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, up by 2. So if you have not watched the previous video, please watch the previous video because it'll help this video make sense. Um, I know that a lot of this stuff is brand new to you. Financial literacy is not something that fifth graders typically come into fifth grade being like, yes, I could do my taxes right now. So a lot of these concepts have vocabulary words that are new, like gross income, net income, payroll taxes, things like that. Remember from the last video and from your play pause aid yesterday, gross is most. So gross is going to be your big number, and then net is less. So that's going to be your small number. All right, so let us take a look at our assignment for today. We'll go ahead and make a copy of that. So week 18, activity 1. All right. So it looks like on this, we are determining whether they are talking about gross income or net income. Gross is most, net is less. Gross is most, net is less. Remember, gross income is how much you earn, net income is how much you get paid. So you earn a bunch of money, you give some of it to Uncle Sam, that's kind of like the United States government, and then they give you the rest, or you get the rest. All right. So gross income is all the money that you earn. Net income is the amount that you actually get. Remember, part of your gross income goes to the government. All right. So those are taxes. So we're going to look at read each scenario, determine if the highlighted portion is referring to gross income or net income. Remember, gross is most. All right. So Mark earns $10 an hour working at his aunt's new law. I get messed up on that word because some people say aunt, some people say aunt, and I say aunt, and people make fun of me. I'm gonna try that again. Make Mark earns $10 an hour working at his aunt's law office. He works a total of 10 hours and earns $100. His paycheck is for $87.50. Hmm. So gross is most, net is less. So he earned $100. His paycheck was for $87.50. Earns $100 is highlighted. So we're trying to determine if the highlighted portion is referring to gross or net. Gross is most. So let's go ahead and move gross over here. Remember, in this is a random French lesson. I believe that is how you say big in French. So that's another hint. Big, gross. All right. So if you're having trouble remembering the difference between which one's the big one and which one's the small one, gross is most, net is less, and French, I believe that gross means big. So that makes sense. um, or dollars. Bad jokes. All right, let's read the next one. Oh, it's the same question. Let me read it and say aunt this time, just for fun. Mark earns $10 an hour working at his aunt's law office. He works a total of 10 hours and earns $100. His paycheck is for $87.50. So he earned $100, but his paycheck is $87.50. So gross is most, net is less. Looks like we're looking in the highlighted section at $87.50, which is less than $100. So if we're trying to figure out this problem and figure out like how much did he pay in taxes, all right? And so this is what we could do is we could take the gross and subtract the net to figure out the taxes, all right? So in this problem, his gross income was $100. His net income was $87.50. So that would tell us how much he paid in taxes. If we wanted to do this problem, we would definitely want to line up our decimal points, line up our place values. Did you see how I added emoji or like emoji zeros to 100? Don't forget, there's a decimal point and 2 zeros following that. All right, that's $100.00. This is $87.50. So if I'm doing subtraction, this can help me. That can help me just like if I don't put those zeros there, I'm going to forget to do things like regroup, right? It's really easy to forget to regroup if you don't have those emoji zeros over there. So drop it like it's hot. So it looks like the taxes were equal to $12.50. Because if we take $12.50 away from $100 minus $12.50. Same thing. We're gonna have to borrow. So, or we can do this first. Okay, now we have to borrow. So we're gonna turn that into 0, that into 10, which turns into a 9, because we're gonna borrow from that, which is a 10, turns that to a 9, gonna borrow from that. Okay, 10 minus 5 is 5, 9 minus 2 is 7, 9 minus 1 is 8, 0 minus nothing, and drop the decimal point. So that is our net income. That checks out. So remember, gross minus net equals tax, or gross minus tax equals net, like fact families. Okay, so let's come back to this. Lucia earns $12 an hour at a beauty salon. She works a total of 20 hours and earns $240. She receives a paycheck for $208.15. All right, so gross is most, net is less. Don't forget, this is a period. It's not a decimal point. A number can only have one decimal point. Never put two decimal points in one number. That does not happen. It cannot happen. There is only one decimal point in a number. If you see the other one, it's probably a period at the end of a sentence. Just like this. Period at the end of a sentence. Period at the end of a sentence. Don't mix that up because you're going to confuse yourself. And I don't want that. All right. So gross is most. Net is less. The highlighted part has the number that is less. So that's net income. So if we wanted to find out the taxes, we could subtract $208.15 from $240. And that would tell us how much they paid in taxes. Excuse me, I got some burps. Lucia earns $12 at a beauty salon. She works a total of 20 hours and earns $240. She receives a paycheck for $208.15. So if she works a total of 20 hours and earns $240, gross is most, net is less. It looks like that first sentence has to do with her gross income because it's the larger of the two numbers. So first page down, you have 2 pages. All right. So why don't you go ahead? I want you to try to pause this, do the second page, and then press play and check your work because I think you can do this. Gross is most, net is less. So go ahead and pause, and we'll see you in a second. Bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, welcome back. Time to check your work. Great job doing this by yourself. I'm so glad that you took the time to practice without me. That's awesome. All right, so let's go over the answers. Tyrese worked 30 hours at a bank last month. His total earnings. Have you noticed that every time they say total earnings, total, total. Let's see. Didn't say total earnings on that one. Total earnings might be a hint for gross income, though. Total earnings. Total earnings, $350. When his check was deposited in his bank account, he was paid $275. So his earnings, $350. Gave some of it to the government. He was actually paid $275. So the highlighted part, gross is most, net is less. So the highlighted part is less. So that is net income. If you got that by yourself, great job. Give yourself a pat on the back. Awesome, awesome. Same question. Tyrese worked 30 hours at a bank last month. His total earnings were $350. Hint, hint, gross. When his check was deposited in his bank account, he was paid $275. Gross is most, net is less. Blah, blah, gross income. All right, 2 more. 2 more. All right. Hire was paid $150 for her hours at the smoothie shop last week. She worked 18 hours and earned $10 per hour. So she was paid $150. Paid $150. Her total earnings before taxes is another huge hint. When you see before taxes, that means gross because that means before taxes are taken out. I don't know why they don't say are taken out because that's what's happening. But I guess adults have said it for so long that they took some of the words out. So her total earnings were $180 before taxes. Before taxes means before taxes are removed. All right, so it's another big hint. But once again, net is less, gross is most. So if we're looking at the highlighted section, they put it at the end, but it's the bigger number, and it's the part before taxes are taken out, which is your gross income. Finally, Hyra was paid $150 for her hours at a smoothie shop last week. She worked 18 hours and earned $10 per hour. Her total earnings were $180 before taxes. So on this top part, it says $150. She was paid. Paid. The amount that you actually get paid is your net income. So gross is most, net is less. Gross was 180, net was 150. This is the highlighted part. So that's your net. So thank you so much for taking a chance and doing your work. If you got all them right, cool. If you make some mistakes, just fix them, and then make sure that whatever you put it in share, that it's not in private, that you have it on AISD share settings, and then that way I can grade it and see all of your awesome work. All right, so like and subscribe, bro, and then I hope you have a great day. Talk to your teachers. If you have any questions, we're here for you. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.